Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Maria. Today we're going to get into a part 2 of real estate math. First video that I made, I explained how to calculate the problems, but I didn't have a ton of examples to show you. These are questions that I made up on my own, but they are very, very similar to what you can see on your exam. They're a little bit more wordy, they're a little bit more tricky, but I am going to explain step by step how to crunch them. So feel free to pause the screen, try the question on your own, and then I will explain how to calculate it in case you got it wrong. But as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any friends that are looking to take their real estate exam, please send them my channel, and I will link the prep agent link down below, as well as my notebook that I have now posted on Amazon if you want it, because it is a planner and it has been really, really helpful for time management now that I'm becoming a real estate agent. So if you want that, I will link it down below, and let's get started. I mentioned this in my last video, but I wanted to explain again. The way this T is set up is you put commission on top. So this is the commission that you're gonna make on the entire sale. This isn't your personal commission. There is a different way to get that, but this is the commission that you're going to make based on the price of the house. Commission over price means you're going to divide the commission, the actual monetary amount that you made on the sale, divided by the price of the home. Or if you're given the commission, the actual dollar amount you made on the sale, and you're giving the rate, you're giving the percentage rate that the agent charged for the service, as long as you put that into a decimal, you're also going to be dividing because the way the T is set up. And then if you're not given, if the question is asking you to find the commission, the monetary amount that you made on the sale, and they give you the price of the home and the percent, the rate of the service, because they're next to each other, you're actually going to multiply to find the commission. And this setup also works if you want to check your answer, because it should work all three ways every time. Just be careful that with the percent, make sure that you move the decimal. If you don't move the decimal, the answer is not going to come out correct. And I'll show you why later. But when you see these kinds of questions, they're going to give you two of these and they're going to ask you to find the other one. Okay, so the next thing that I want to get into, which I didn't cover in my last video, is how do you calculate your commission? Which, guys, you definitely need to know how to do if you're going to be a real estate agent. Now that I've been doing my training, make a plan. Decide how much money you want to make every year. Move towards your goals. If you decide, let's say you want to make $100,000 a year, you can literally calculate how many houses you need to sell in order to achieve that goal. And they encourage you to do it because it helps keep you focused. But besides that, this is also stuff you should know for your exam. When you're calculating your own commission, you're actually going to be taking the amount of the total commission and you're going to be timesing it. You're going to be timesing it by your percentage that you make based on what your agreement with your broker is. So again, it's going to be your commission is commission on the house times the agreement with your broker. So what you and your broker decided your split was going to be, you're going to be multiplying the entire commission on the house times your agreement with your broker, and that's how you actually get how much you are specifically making on the house. Okay, so here's one example. I want to start it off nice and simple, and then they'll get a little bit more wordy as we go on. A broker was paid $12,500 on a home that sold for $500,000. What percentage did the brokerage receive on the sale of the home? All right, guys, so nice and simple. Based on the T that we created, you're gonna take that $12,500 and you're gonna divide it by 500,000. And when you do that, you're going to get 0.025. And obviously 0.025 does not look right, so you always have to remember when you're dealing with the percentage, you have to remember to move the decimal. So you take 0.25, you move the decimal, and you get 2.5%. That is the percentage. So 2.5% of 500,000 gives you a $12,500 commission. And if you wanted to reverse it, as long as you make sure you keep it in the 0.205 decimal version, if you wanted to reverse it to check yourself, you get $500,000 times 0.025%, because if you're going to work with the sales price and the percent, because they're next to each other in the T, you're going to multiply, and that would leave you with 12,500, so it works. Okay, so now they're going to get a little bit more wordy. Again, if you want, just pause the video and you can try it on your own, and then I'll explain the answer. A home sold for $600,000 with a rate of 6%. Broker A must split the commission with broker B and then compensate the agent. If the agent receives a 60% per transaction, how much will broker A be left with? So again, it's starting to get a little bit more wordy. What I suggest when it comes to them getting a little bit more wordy, which is most likely what you're really going to see in your exam, more wordy problems, is first read the entire question and then read it sentence by sentence. Just worry about sentence by sentence what they're saying. So for example, the first sentence says a home sold for $600,000 with a rate of 6%. So you already know information that you're going to be plugging into the T. Then the following sentence says broker A must split the commission with broker B and then compensate the agent. So when you see a word like split, an alarm should automatically go off in your head that whatever the commission for the home is, you're going to be taking that number and automatically dividing it in half, because it says they have to split it with the other broker, and then they have to compensate their agent. Or let's say if the question said they have to split it between 3 brokerages, then that should be a sign that you're going to be taking the commission and actually dividing it by 3. So that could be another example. But for this case, it says it's just getting split between broker A and broker B. So you're going to be dividing whatever the commission is by 2. The question is ultimately asking how much will broker A be left with. So there's a few steps involved. So the first thing you're going to do, like I said, is take 600,000 and you're going to times it by 0.06 because it gave you the final sale of the home and it gave you how much of the percentage that was charged. So because they're next to each other in the T, you're going to be multiplying. So 600,000 times 0.06, make sure to move the decimal or the answer will not come out correct. That's going to give you 36,000. And then based on the question saying that they have to now take this 36,000 and they have to give it to 2 different brokerages, you're going to be taking 36, dividing it by 2, and now you're left with 18,000 per broker. So then, like I said, guys, just take it sentence by sentence. So now that you're left with 18,000 per broker, then it says they have to compensate the agent. So $18,000 times 0.6 is going to leave you with $10,800. And then finally, the last sentence, the thing that they're ultimately asking is how much is broker A left with after compensating their agent? Because they're using a keyword like left with, you know that you need to subtract. So $18,000 minus $10,800 because that's how much went to the agent. You're going to be left with $7,200. That is how much the broker themselves made on the sale. So like I said, guys, a little bit more wordy. Just first read the whole question and then take it sentence by sentence and look for those keywords like split or left with because it indicates what other further actions you need to do, like divide, subtract, add. All right, guys, so again, they're going to get a little bit more wordy. On a final price of a home, the brokerage received $20,000 commission with a 2% buyer agent rate. If the broker has to split the commission with their salesperson and the salesperson's commission rate is 70%, how much does the broker get to keep? Okay, guys, so in this case, read what the question is really asking. It says if the broker has to split the commission with their salesperson and the salesperson's commission rate is 70%, how much does the broker get to keep? So something that you're probably gonna see on these math questions, if you get any on your test, because I'll be honest, some people don't get any math at all. But if you do see any math questions on your test, they definitely like to add extra words, extra information. Most of the time, they're gonna try to throw in like an extra amount that you don't actually need just to try to confuse you, or they definitely like to add extra words just to clutter up the question and try to make it more confusing than it is. But if you actually read this, it's saying broker has to split the commission with their salesperson. The salesperson gets 70%. How much does the broker get to keep? Well, you don't actually even need this 2% right here, this 2% buyer agent rate. That's actually just clutter in the question because they already said that the brokerage received $20,000 commission. So they're actually already telling you what the commission is. They're just trying to confuse you by adding this extra 2% when the question's really asking how much does the broker get to keep after compensating their agent and the agent gets 70%. The question actually did you a favor and already told you what the commission on the entire sale was, which is $20,000. So you take that $20,000 and you multiply it by 0.7 because you have to calculate the agent-specific cut on the deal, and that leaves you with $14,000. And then, since the question is actually asking how much is the broker left with, you take $20,000 and subtract it by $14,000 because it's saying that key word. It's saying what is it left with. So then that indicates to me that you have to subtract, and you are left with $6,000. The broker made $6,000 on this deal. A home was listed at $300,000 sold by an agent. A $12,000 commission was earned at 5% commission rate. what is the actual selling price of the home? Okay, so like I said, they'd love to just add extra information, just make it extra wordy. But again, just take it sentence by sentence and focus, try to understand what the question is really asking. So, in this case, it says a home was listed at $300,000 sold by an agent. Well, first of all, this is the real estate exam, so obviously it was sold by an agent. Again, they just want to add as many words as they can to try to clutter the question up and try to make it confusing. And then it tells you what the commission was, what the rate was, and the final thing that it's really asking is what was the actual selling price of the home. If they're asking what was the actual selling price of the home, that means that first sentence, a home was listed at $300,000 sold by an agent, you could basically just throw that out. It's garbage. It's just extra information to try to confuse you. So all you need to do for this is if you put it right into the T, you take the $12,000, which is the commission that was made on the total sale of the home. And because they charged a 5% rate for their service, you make sure you move the decimal and you divide $12,000 by 0.05, and then you're left with $240,000. That is what the home actually sold for. And in case you want to check yourself, again, you can put it right into the T. You're going to take that $240,000 that you just got and you're going to times it by 0.05 because that is the percentage rate, and if they're next to each other, you're going to multiply. So 240,000 times 5% equals $12,000. So when you reverse it, it still works. A sales agent has a split for 60-40. He sold a home for $220,000, which paid 3% commission. How much money did the agent make on the sale? Okay, guys, so for this question, like I said, always just try to take it sentence by sentence. So they're asking how much money did the agent make on the sale? So the first sentence tells you how much the split is. So in this case, the agent made 60%. So since it's asking how much money did the agent make on the deal, first you have to calculate how much the total commission on the deal was, and then you're going to multiply that number by 0.6. Again, according to the T, they told you that the home sold for $220,000 and they charged 3% for their service. So again, always make sure to move the decimal. So 220,000 times 3% is going to be 6,600, and you're going to multiply that by 6% because the agent makes 60% on each deal. So 6,600 times 0.6 is going to leave you with $3,960. A home sold for 5% below its listing price of $500,000. What did the property actually sell for? So, all right, guys. Again, it's always good to make sure you recognize keywords. So in this case, they're telling you that the home was listed at $500,000 and it sold for 5% below. But when I see the word below, I know that I need to subtract whatever 5% of $500,000 is because the question is asking, what did the property actually sell for? So first you're going to calculate 5% of $500,000. So that's going to be $25,000. And then because it said it sold for 5% below the listing price, you're going to take that $500,000, you're going to subtract it by $25,000 because that is 5% below, and you're left with $475,000. That's how much the home actually sold for. And that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to comment below any videos you want me to make in the future. As I mentioned before, the prep agent link and my planner link on Amazon that does come in Prime is down below if you want a planner and you want to support my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video.